with crossed left cheek. Discombobulate.
DeadHatzDos.
Hey everybody, DeadHatz here, and today we're going to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game and my thoughts on it, etc, etc. I thought it was very fun. I think it is quite the fun play. I think it feels less stressful playing Survivor, or Victim as they call it in the game. I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Dead by Daylight just because I kind of have to, because everyone else is going to do it. And even though, in my opinion, the game is too different to really compare. For example, League of Legends and Dota, very similar on surface value, but very different for people who actually play both games. So this is kind of a similar. They're very different. I think it actually plays more like Friday the 13th than it does Dead by Daylight. But I'm still going to compare it to Dead by Daylight because Friday the 13th is the game that died. Dead by Daylight is the one that lived. I think you can go in solo Survivor, and it is very fun actually. Not knowing what everyone else is doing and being kind of alone and like I have to get out myself, without having everyone dragging you down, is super awesome. In Dead by Daylight, if you're playing solo queue, you need teamwork to win, and because of that, it's a dreadful experience in solo queue. Whereas playing Victim solo in this game, you can still have a pretty decent chance at leaving because there's so many different ways and stuff they have to keep track of for you to escape, which in return makes it a lot more fun to play solo queue. And as killer, or in this game the family, you're still in a team, and you actually need more teamwork than ever. But I think it's great because in Dead by Daylight as a killer main, it was always a little annoying when I didn't have anyone to play with me. I had friends that were online on Dead by Daylight, but I didn't want to play Survivor, I wanted to play Killer, so I couldn't play with them. Whereas this game, oh jeez, voice crack. Whereas this game, it actually, you can still do both roles. You can play with your friends while also being Killer. I will say it is very weird at first. Usually when you play Killer in like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th even, you are already starting the game with a tremendous amount of pressure to get things done quick. But in this game, because it's split up amongst 3 people, you're still having the joy of playing Killer while not feeling the extreme anxiety that playing Killer in Dead by Daylight does. Which, don't get me wrong, I know that's a part people enjoy. I know me having all the different things to keep track of is definitely part of the fun of Killer, but it's definitely a lot more laid back fun in this game. While you still need teamwork to really ensure you get 4 kills, it doesn't feel that bad if you only killed 2 out of the 4 people. And I think that's because for survivors, you have to focus so much on just escaping, whereas in Dead by Daylight, you can really fuck with the killer a lot and still get away with it, whereas in this game, if you waste too much time, you're going to bleed out. So it forces people to be tactful. So because everyone's forced to play efficiently, there's no one to rub it in your face and make you feel bad if you lose a game. It definitely helps to alleviate a lot of the tension on you as the killer or family or whatever. Although I will say mistakes are greatly punished. It doesn't feel as bad like I said, but any mistake you make can, if you're playing Victim, kill you like that. Or if you're playing Killer, that survivor escapes like that and you won't see him again for a while. For example, I was playing a lot of Leatherface just because he's a very basic killer to play when you're learning the game. I'm going to keep saying Killer. I know it's family, but it's hard to ruin, it's hard to mess up this muscle memory. But I was playing as Leatherface a lot, and I had trouble like landing the hits. I know, that sounds silly because it's a sweeping attack, but I kept missing. And there was times where I literally would go the entire like early game basement phase without hitting a single soul. That ended up letting them escape. And then some games where the survivors would make one mistake in the basement, literally like 2 minutes in the game, and I killed them right off the bat. And that always felt really good. Like I said, even though it doesn't feel as bad, because matchmaking, oh yeah, the servers are trash. That's another thing that needs to be fixed, but I imagine that takes time. I don't know, to me it's like, damn, that sucks. But hopefully they'll fix that eventually, because it does take a little while to find a match. Not because it's not many people playing the game, because trust me, dude, every Dead by Daylight player is playing this game. It was just simply because the servers need a bit of work. But overall, I find it a really fun game. I feel like a lot of people are going to make Dead by Daylight comparisons, but I think what the game needs to do is go to the Friday the 13th player base and advertise itself to them. I feel like they'll enjoy this game the most, as I feel like it's more like that game than it is Dead by Daylight. Overall, I say it's a lot of fun. As far as its longevity, I really can't say. I've seen many people give it, some people think it won't last longer than a month. Some people are thinking it'll last 2 weeks, but it'll be fun while it's here. Me personally, I think what it needs to do is find an audience other than the Dead by Daylight audience, and it should be just fine, I think. Because if Friday the 13th, even with as small as a fan base as it does now, if it was able to last this long with still people wanting to play the game, then I think this game will be just fine. It's a fun game, but yeah, there you go. DeadHatz out.
Subscribe to DeadHatz or you'll die tomorrow.